Hey yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight Contest Edition. Today we're going to be looking at Deep Mountain 11, created by LoneApp211. And here they say, this is my first entry of this type, maybe not that original, but original to me. First time I used the time machine. Thank you, Johnny and crew. Tensions have been increasing between the two superpowers the last several months. Now the inevitable has happened. As air raid sirens blare, there are just moments to make it out of the fallout shelter. Since the Cold War ended, it's not been easy to find one. Most of the shelters in the city have been neglected or turned into storage rooms. No longer are there fallout shelters, signs on every downtown building. Those poor souls who couldn't make it in time stare mesmerized at what happened before their eyes. That which has sealed their fate. For you, it's a race against time. The shelter you found has high levels of carbon monoxide, and you have the nearly impossible task of trying to make it somewhere safe. One of the federal government's Deep Mountain project's fallout shelters. With bombs falling, dams bursting, and hell breaking loose, you try to beat the clock and the bombs, and you get your family to safety to Deep Mountain 11. Woo-wee! All right, we got some Fallout vibes in there. We got some destruction and mayhem. This has all the makings for something great. So, stay tuned, everybody. We're going to get right on into it. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Channel 5 Gaming Merchandise. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have merch. We have the dynamic duo with Johnny and Zelixor Prince. You have the traditional Channel 5 Gaming with me on there. We've got the Mod Squad, the original Hot Dogs, Web Searcher, Wix, and Synchros. Can't forget our lovely missies with Forana, Chant, and Floss. And of course, the introduction of the new Tiki tribe with Zayfor, Shane Turner, Web Searcher, and Forana. And we have some extra bonuses, some mugs, some masks. And the mug actually has a little emoji on the backside. Me freaking out, got too much coffee running through my veins. And all these t-shirts are the highest quality. The prices will vary depending on your country, and they ship from both Europe and US. So if you are in Europe, you get your own distribution. It's not going all the way across overseas. You can get it right there. We have hoodies, t-shirts, tri-blend tees for women. Come check them out, guys. Links are down in the description. We really appreciate your support, and we would like you to represent the Channel 5 Gaming by wearing some merch. And we're gonna have different discounts. There will be a discount code down in the description if you want to save some money on these t-shirts. So there you go, guys. Check them out. Appreciate all your support, and let's get back to the video. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Here we are, the coaster's pulling in. Here's a quick look at the stats. We have custom music on this guy. There it is, everybody. We're gonna get right onto it. Deep Mountain 11, here we go.
Carbon monoxide is off the charts. The main door is locked. Johnny and a few of the others broke through the wall. Come on, get out this way. safe here. Please stand by for further instructions.
I love it. Oh my freaking god. Let me turn the volume down a little bit so I can hear myself think. We're just gonna ride it through a little bit and talk about some of these elements again while we watch. This was absolutely phenomenal. I think I'm super biased because I love the Fallout video game series. I love seeing the people lining up at the end there, getting into the vault. It just reminds me of Fallout. But as an action coaster, it holds true. It does everything properly. There's so much crazy scenes. I didn't like this part here. This was a bad way to start things off. We're kind of ramming into the vehicle a little bit. It's hard to see in front of us, and we scraped through it. I didn't quite like that part. Oh, the Channel 5 gaming screen wasn't timed properly last time. So there's comets going down, there's missiles launching, everything's in mayhem. This is one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen right here. Boom! And then you use the day-night sequencer to almost create a flash of light going through the city. That definitely reminds me of like a Fallout scene right there. We almost get hit by a car, go through the corn maze. I mean, this is crazy. Freaking house goes down, everything's blowing up, we're dodging things, the dam breaks open, there's water gushing all over the place, and it creates a tidal surge that's knocking and flipping vehicles over. I mean, come on, this is insane. This is just absolutely insane. And of all the action coasters so far, I've been so impressed by so many of them. Boom, wrecked! Oh, those poor people. I've been so impressed by so many of them so far. But this one has the best variety, I think. We have the water tidal waves, the explosions, the dam going off, the bridge blowing up, the use of the day-night sequencer to create flashing lights. You know, and then there's it where things really get me is when you went to the ashy black and white scene and the world was been destroyed. But that's the part of the story I also didn't really understand. I'm like, are we a ghost now? Did we die? Did we not make it? This scene right here. And because another thing that was kind of interesting is how you navigated the coaster. We go actually through windows of cars, but you did it in such a way where the camera fit through perfectly. Like this part, Johnny Avenue, we fit right through the window, and it's like, if we were on a vehicle, we wouldn't have been able to get through there. But now we're just kind of like a spirit navigating through the windows and stuff. So I didn't quite understand what was happening here, but I loved like the violins came in, everything's just like dusty, it looks like an apocalypse just happened, all the cars are broken down, and the way we float on through here, it's so spirit-like or something. And I was like, oh no, we didn't make it. And I see all the skeletons and stuff, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Quite grim, but I like that. I like when you take a touch of darkness and you do it right. It just created so many emotions. But then boom, we're out again, and I'm like, okay, all right, we're back in this. And as we can see here, these like silos open up. I think they're shooting rockets to intercept incoming comets or nukes. It was meant to only see it from the camera's perspective, but I would have liked to have seen what they were actually doing. But you kind of hinted at that right up here. You see, and the falling wall pictures was cool. That really impressed me as well. Using the screens like that to make the walls fall apart. That's interesting. See that the comets, the nukes coming down, and a rocket shot up from this base to intercept it and protect us. I thought that was quite nice. Yeah, and then here we are arriving at Deep Mountain 11. It just gives me these Fallout vibes. You know, people are all lined up trying to get their families in here, and boom, there it is. I mean, has a beginning, has a middle, and end. It's full of action. I really love the violin scene where everything is ashy and broken down, and it's like all somber and everything's depressing. It made me feel like it was over. We didn't make it. But then you kind of kicked it back up. So while I don't understand that part, I still really like that part. And that bridge exploding was just phenomenal. I mean, that scene alone where you changed the day-night sequencer to basically sell us that this big giant flash of light was going across the city. That was phenomenal. That was really, really awesome. The dam breaking open and the water flipping all the cars. That's so good. Wow, I'm blown away, but I'm also a little bit biased because I like this post-apocalyptic nuclear war stuff. It's like my favorite kind of sci-fi video game series and stuff. And you did this. This looks like Thememaker Toolkit. You custom made this in Maya or Blender or whatever. I like this. You copied the logo perfectly. Wow. I'm lost for words. I really, really like this one. I don't know if this is my personal favorite or not, because I think the other one that really blew me away was A Matter of Time, the Time Machine one. But I've liked every single one from this bracket for my reasons. The Matter of Time one, I'm biased because it's time travel, and I'm just a big nut for time travel, and it was done really well. This one is post-apocalyptic, and I'm a big nut for post-apocalyptic, and it was done really, really well. Those between the two that I just mentioned there, I think those are my top favorites for biased reasons, but then all the other ones have been done really, really well. You know, I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan, but I like Star Wars. I like it enough, and the Pod Racers was great. And there's, I mean, the Reef Break, they're all good from this bracket. I can't go through them all. We'll save that for the end. But I guess my point with that is, I think this is one of the top contenders. This in Matter of Time for me as personal favorites, and having a bit of a biased opinion. Because at this point they're all so good that I think you need to be biased. You need to pick your favorites for your reasons, what you liked and why, and that, because that's the only thing separating them. They're all good on an action coaster experience level. So it's like, where do you go from there? How do you rank them from what was best in action? Because they've all been really good in action. So I don't know. I think it's just going to come down to people's preferences and tastes and what they thought was most interesting to them. And that's why you guys got to vote at the end of the bracket. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm going to get one vote. I'm just a pedestrian in this situation. But this one's standing out to me. I think I'm going to have to pick it. I like this one a lot. Did you guys like it as much as I did, or am I just a super fanboy for Fallout stuff? Did you think it was really good? Do you think those scenes were really smart? Leave your comments down below. I'm sure Lone App is going to want to read what you have to say about their creation. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for me in today's episode. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.